Hello and welcome to a book haul. I have decided to do these every 3 months. There was a part of me that thought I wasn't going to have that many books, and I was actually planning on maybe doing an unhaul instead, but then some things happened. So these are all of the books that I've purchased in the last 3 months. These are unread books, these are read books, and these, let's just talk about these now, I guess. These are some books that I have for an upcoming secret TBR, so I'm not going to show you them, but I do have this very tiny one at the top, so you can speculate if you want, I guess. Let's start with the read books, because you can see this one. The first book we have is They Never Learn by Layne Fargo. I just read this last month, I think, and I thought it was really incredible. It's about two women at a college. One is a student and one is a professor, and the professor picks the worst man on campus every year and murders them. And it's a great time. I really enjoyed this one. I definitely recommend it. It's not an especially twisty thriller, but it's a really well done novel, and I would recommend it. Next we have Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste. I have also read this before my channel, but this is one that I really loved. I actually picked this up from the little free library near me, and I actually don't know if I'm going to keep it for very shallow reasons, because it has a penguin spine. I haven't seen any other books that have the generic cover I've seen and then a penguin spine. I don't know. Because I love this cover, even though it does have 2 stickers on it, but this spine is what you're going to see most of the time, and I feel like that's kind of unforgivable. So if this ends up back in the little free library, I won't be too upset. Next, we have How to Stop Time by Haig. Can you even see that? It's too shiny. This is about a man who ages very slowly, so he looks 40, but he's actually like 400. And it's just a really fun exploration of his life. It says here, he has lived history firsthand, performing with Shakespeare, exploring the high seas with Captain Cook, and sharing cocktails with Fitzgerald. Now he just wants a normal life. So it's both a fun adventure story and like a philosophical what is the meaning of life book. Haig is really good at that kind of a thing. The Midnight Library was his big book last year, so if you enjoyed that, I think you would probably enjoy this. Next we have On the Come Up by Angie Thompson. I have also read and loved this book. This is a 5-star for me. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. I did this one on audio and my Kindle at the same time, and I thought it was so good, and then they had this special collector's edition and I couldn't say no to a shiny thing. This is my favorite Angie Thompson. I've read all 3 of her novels. I think there are only 3. This was my favorite and I highly recommend it. Breaking with the Trend, a book that I did not love, is The Grace Year by Kim Liggett, or Liggett, I'm sorry. This was one of my most disappointing books of last year. I think I included it in that video, but it has such a pretty cover, and honestly, I think about this book a lot. It's really interesting to see which books stay with you long term, and there's some feministy stuff in here that I think about quite frequently, so I'm not mad at it, and the cover is beautiful. And then finally, for the books that I have read, we have Sadie by Courtney. I did not own a copy of this previously, even though it was my favorite book of last year, and so I'm so happy to have it in my possession. Very tough book to get through, but very worthwhile. I just love it. Now, moving on to the books that I have not read, starting with I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. Why did I think this was a good idea? This is actually my current read at time of recording. I am 60 pages into it right now and I'm really loving it. It's about Sky, who is determined to be the first plus-sized K-pop star, and she's bi, and it's really fun so far. It's interesting because it's YA, but it's definitely younger YA. It makes for a very easy read, but also a really fun read. It's something we all need occasionally. Next, I have Body, Space, and Time, an Indigenous LGBT Sci-Fi Anthology. This is the next book that I will be reading for my Pride Reads. It's only about 100 pages, so I'm interested to see what this one is. Nothing really more to say about it other than the tagline. We now know as much as each other. Next is The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor LaValle. I'm trying to remember who I heard about this from. I think it was probably Emily Fox, because I get a ton of recommendations here. I didn't realize it's a novella though. It's 150 pages, but with huge writing. So that'll be interesting. Let me read you something from the back. Charles Thomas Tester hustles to put food on the table to keep the roof over his father's head from Harlem to Flushing Meadows to Red Hook. He knows what a magic suit can cast, the invisibility a guitar case can provide, and the curse written on his skin that attracts the eyes of the wealthy white folks and their cops. But when he delivers an occult book to a reclusive sorceress in the heart of Queens, Tom opens a door into a realm of magic and earns the attention of things best left sleeping. Are you not sold? I'm incredibly excited for this one. Next, we have 3 Parts Dead by Max Gladstone. This is actually a husband picked. I probably wouldn't have picked this up because I read Max Gladstone's collab, This Is How You Lose the Time War, and I didn't love it. But this back is intriguing. A god has died, and it's up to Tara, first-year associate in the international necromantic firm, to bring him back to life before his city falls apart. So I don't know much, but I am intrigued. Next, we have Over the Woodward Wall by A. Deborah Baker. This is the companion book to Middle Game, which I do also have and have not read yet. So I know nothing other than this is a story within that story of Middle Game. In the great debate of which to read first, I would read Middle Game first. Why? Not sure, but it just feels wrong to me to read this first. Next up, we have the first 5 books of the Every Heart a Doorway series. There was a sale, you can't be mad at me. I have read the first one, Every Heart a Doorway, but the other 4, there's another one out too, but I didn't get it. I have not read, and I did like Every Heart a Doorway well enough, but I have heard that like different books will appeal to different people. And some of them sound really interesting, and also they're just the most gorgeous covers. Because I am perfectly happy just reading on my Kindle most of the time, beautiful covers will sway me. That's basically all I want on my bookshelf. So we have Every Heart a Doorway, it's the first one, and then it's Down Among the Sticks and Bones. I'm hoping to read this summer. I actually read this book for the Reading Rush last year, so I'm hoping maybe around the same time this year. And then the third is Beneath the Sugar Sky, which is clearly the best one cover-wise. And then I believe it's In an Absent Dream, followed by Come Tumbling Down. Very excited to own these now, and I'm sure I'll read them eventually. Next up, we have None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. This I heard described as YA Silence of the Lambs. It says right here, a YA Silence of the Lambs that blew me away with its daring premise, ripped me with its twists and turns, and kept me up all night until its stunning conclusion. Yes, I want to read that. I also feel like I heard this compared to Sadie, maybe just in that it's a YA dark murdery thing, but also look at this cover. I'm just extremely excited about this one. I know I say that about all of them, but this one I've had my eye on for a long time, and it was a real struggle to hold out as long as I did. Next up, we have Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. Why did I buy this? I'm not really. I was having a bad day, I'm sure, and I just love this cover so much, but I forgot. It's absolutely enormous. It's really tall, it's really thick, the print is not big, and it's like 450 pages. But look how pretty. This is supposed to be what I've heard is a novel form of the Zac Efron and Zendaya relationship in The Greatest Showman, which I'm not mad about. Next, we have You Must Not Mix by Katrina Leno. Can you tell the sale that I found was mostly YA? Oops. But again, stunning cover, and I heard Meg with Books talking really highly about this one. It's about a woman who like makes up her own magical realm in which she can get revenge. Something like that. but I've heard nothing but good things. Then we have Notes on a Nervous Planet by Matt Haig. This is a non-fiction book from him. It's very cute and pocket-sized. I almost expected you to be able to like write in it. It's a bunch of very short chapters, an insightful, heartfelt, and often funny look at how modern life is messing with our minds and how to live a better life. I've heard good things and I have loved Matt Haig's other books, so I wanted to give it a go. We did it. We're down to the final book, which is one that I'm very excited about and planning on reading this month. If I can get around to it, I'm gonna get around to it. I'm gonna read it. And that book is Yes Daddy by Jonathan Parks-Ramage. This, I have heard, is gay get out. Have you ever wanted something so bad in your life? I think it's about a gay relationship and a sugar daddy, and then things start to go south. Oh, I just saw Summer in the Hamptons. Ugh, very excited about this one. This speaks to me on a level. So how many books is that? I counted before, but I can't remember. I think it's like 20. So there's still these 3 mystery books I just put back up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 22, 23, 24. It's 24 books, which is not great. But I have read 6 of them. So technically, really, I only bought 18 books. Oh, and one of these, so 17, which is like nothing. 17 books is nothing. I'm fine. It's a lot for me, but I'm very happy with what I got, and hopefully I will continue to be happy after I have finished reading them. Anyway, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe and share with your friends, because why not? Maybe they like books. Subject your hobby onto other people. It's what I do. Anyway, I will see you in 3 months with a new haul. Hopefully it won't be this bad. It will be. But I'll see you very soon for my next video. Bye.